Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadoria with us. Let us talk to him. So, what is your first reaction on India's precision strikes inside Pakistan's territory? Okay.
My first reaction is that it is a very considered and deliberate decision in terms of choice of targets. Nine targets have been chosen, which are all terrorist sites or their infrastructure. The kind of targets chosen and the clarity given on the logic behind in the briefing today morning, absolutely brings out how much due diligence has been done. No military target was chosen, and all nine have been attacked successfully. Uh, so it shows a very robust response and very strong response to the barbaric act that the terrorist had done at Pahalgam. So it is a apt response. It is something in line with what Honorable Prime Minister had said, that we should give unimaginable punishment to the terrorist and their backers and supporters. So exactly in line with that, this mission has been executed.
Right, sir. So, from various sources, we have been hearing that the Indian Air Force did not cross the line of control, yet they were able to strike inside Pakistan's territory, inside Pakistan occupied Kashmir, also at nine targets, nine locations. So, how did IAF operate? How could have they operated?
No, I don't have direct information. I'm also going by what has been stated, but the kind of visuals that I see of the target area and the kind of photographs that have come out, obviously the weapons used were precision weapons.
Right.
Some are high caliber bombs and some are normal explosives precision weapons. And some of these weapons have long standoff ranges. So obviously there is a distinct possibility of launching those within our side of LC or our side of IV for sure. Okay, so but I don't have confirmed information on this, but I would expect that they would have done this with the kind of ranges on precision weapons that we have today.
So tell us about these nine locations, because as per the press briefing, the nine location in these nine locations, in these terror camps, the uh, terrorists were being trained, and a few to mention was, one of them was Kasab, and they have also mentioned about Headley. So what all was going on in there?
Yeah, so very
What all do
clearly
you
there
know
are
about
five.
these nine locations, sir?
Yeah. There are five locations in POKJ and four in Pakistan. Essentially, all of them were related to either their training networks, their holding network, their support to kind of launch them as launch pads. There were some bigger camps like Muridke and Bawalpur. Those are huge targets, huge areas where terrorists were being groomed and were being indoctrinated into these tasks. So the logic of selecting these places as targets was given very clearly in the briefing, including some information on which attacks were linked to terrorists being launched or being supported by which pad or which of these targets. So very clearly, firstly, the links were brought out as to how these targets are linked to some of the attacks that have happened on our soil, and there are some linked to their infrastructure and network who support these kind of activities. So they were all genuine terrorist camps, stroke terrorist infrastructure targets, going up to their terrorist leadership. I think it was a very deliberate decision after a lot of due diligence that these targets have been chosen. And a very strong message has been sent by the wide variety of targets, the geographical distribution, the depth to which it has been chosen, and the magnitude of the attack itself. So the
So
clear
Indian
message is the terrorism will not be accepted. Zero tolerance to terrorism is going to be implemented in its true form.
So, sir, the Indian Armed Forces have clearly stated that this is an attack on terror. camps inside Pakistan, but Pakistan has been projecting these attacks as attacks on its civilian population. That they are saying that their civilians have been attacked, and this is an attack which is unlawful, and it has been taken up unlawfully by India. That is what they are claiming and saying.
No, they can say anything. That is the narrative they want to spin. But very clearly, the links to the terror has been established, has been known for some time. It is not that it has suddenly appeared that some of these targets are linked to this terrorist organization. The world knows it. Question of these targets being occupied by civilians. Absolutely not. In fact, a lot of care has been taken by the choice of weapons. It has been very precise attacks with clear intention of or damage to any civilian property, etc., to the absolute minimum. I have not seen any reports of some civilian deaths, etc. Nothing of that
In
sort has
fact,
come out
sir,
yet.
the proof, the video proof was also presented in the press conference, which targets were taken up and attacked by the Indian Air Force. You must have seen the press briefing also.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very clear cut. Absolutely, and not only that, you see the videos and some of the photographs that are coming out of Pak media and the social media itself, and how badly those targets have been damaged. Those
Right.
are clearly buildings on in the locations that have been targeted. Not a single one in the civil area.
They are calling in the international community, and also there are reports. Pakistan government is claiming that they also took the international media to the locations where these to the areas of target. How does
So they
it
can do
matter?
anything.
How does it
International
matter?
community, yeah,
Yes.
they can take anybody. International community is no longer, that they are not linked to these terrorists. These terrorists, they are not behind this attack. They also said Pelgam is not their doing. So that's what they say every time.
Mhm.
And on every single occasion, couple of years down the line, it has always emerged as to what the truth was. What happened after Kargil? What did General Musharraf say later on? What happened after 26/11?
Right, sir.
Very clearly, they said they are not behind this, it's not their doing. Everything came out after the investigation was completed. So this is their modus operandi. They can do what they want. The international community is not going to buy their narrative. In fact, the international community, it's high time they start asking them what were they doing with so many of these terrorist network and the extent of network within Pakistan, and why were they being allowed to function.
So, sir, people have been comparing IAF and PAF. Uh, how do you compare them as far as their
Oh,
strengths are
we have
concerned?
modernized. Yeah, we have modernized. We have equipment. We have the kind of weapons required. They have been modernizing too, and they are now largely dependent on the Chinese help and the Chinese doors, so to say. Uh, so we have our strengths, and in terms of comparison, if you're saying our combat capability is much ahead of them.
So there was a statement that was issued by the government of Pakistan saying that we have also given a free hand to our uh, forces, our defense personnel, and we have a right to react to this attack.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
see? What lies in future if they react?
Yeah, difference is our prime minister has given free hand to our defense services to take on terrorist targets,
Hmm.
and they are claiming to have given free hand to their defense services to do what? To retaliate, to strike on their terrorist targets, and they would be attacking if they take retaliatory action on some military targets. It's totally different. And
Right.
if they were to attack, it's all right. They can do that, and we will take what action needs to be taken. So we are
India
not worried
targeting.
about
Yes, sir.
escalation.
Please.
We hope that they will be rational, and
Hmm.
if they act irrationally, which they normally do, we would have our plan of action to tackle it.
So India targeting the terror launch pads inside Pakistan in itself means that India did not want to escalate. So if now Pakistan retaliates, what will be the situation like?
No, there would be some level of escalation, and my sense is that they would. retaliate for their own optics and for their own domestic politics, and for their own showing to the public how much in control the Pakistan army is. And it is time for the Pakistani public to realize this and see what their military leadership and their Pakistani hukumat is doing with their lives and with their economy and with the kind of support to terrorism, which doesn't help them in the long run. Uh, so that's what I feel. They would take some action. In which case, if they inflict some damage, we would also need to consider our options and take appropriate action.
Our NSA has spoken to the NSAs of various countries and updated them about the situation here.
Yes, absolutely. As I see, most of the comments from international community and the world leaders, they appreciate why we have done what we have done, and they understand it, and they have more or less supported across the board. I don't see any such support for Pakistan. I just got the update that NSA has spoken to China too and given the update, which is great. And they should all understand the need to do this. They cannot get away with an act like at Pelgam. They just cannot get away.
Do you think, sir, India has a diplomatic edge over Pakistan?
Yeah, we have edge across the board, diplomatic and in every single sphere. This kind of condition has to be tackled strongly, and it is being done so.
How would you like to conclude, sir?
Let's wait and see. As I see, Pakistan would, for their own domestic politics, take some action. Like I mentioned, I hope they are rational about it and keep the de-escalation in mind. If they are not, then we would take appropriate action and move towards the next steps. Overall, it is in their interest to de-escalate, to be rational, and to understand that their support to terrorism will no longer be acceptable. In the long run, I think this kind of strong action would yield very good results, and we would see some change of direction in Pakistani hukumat and Pakistani military leadership giving support to terrorism.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.